Hello students, my name is Shayan Mitra. I am the faculty member of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. Today's topic is about the introduction to Fourier series for continuous time signal, and as we know this is the lecture number 14 and the subject code is EC303. Okay, so let's begin with the lecture. So as we have discussed earlier, the what is the Fourier series, how we represent for Fourier series, or how the Fourier series representation occurred. So from previous lecture, what we have acquired that Fourier series can be written in a form. In a Fourier series representation is nothing but the representation of a continuous time periodic signal in a form of exponential, means linear combination of exponential function is the written part of a sinusoidal or cosine function. So a cosine or sinusoidal periodic function can be written as a linear combination of exponential function, linear combination of harmonically related complex exponential function. Okay, so that's the most important part. So again I will repeat that one cosine or sine function can be rewritten as the linear combination of harmonically related complex exponentials. Okay, so that's why a specific function x of t is written in this form. Okay, k is minus infinity to plus infinity a suffix k e to the power jk omega 0 t. Omega 0 can be rewritten as 2 pi by t. So omega 0 is nothing but the fundamental frequency of that specific signal, and 2 pi by t, this omega 0 can be rewritten as a 2 pi by t. T is the fundamental period. Now the value of k will differ as it's an integer value, and it will differ from 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will only provide us the harmonically related components of the specific fundamental frequency. So any kind of frequency that is going to be added or included in this linear combination is nothing but the harmonics of the fundamental frequencies. Okay, so let's understand this whole picture with a specific examples. So examples will help you to understand the whole picture. So now suppose this is a periodic signal x of t with a fundamental frequency 2 pi by t, that is expressed in the form of equation 3.25. This equation 3.25 is this. Okay, so it has been rewritten here as this. The x of t is k is equal to minus 3 to plus 3 a suffix k to the power jk 2 pi by t. Simple. Now we put the values at k is equal to, for 0 we get a suffix 0 1, for k is equal to 1 we get 1 by 4, for a is equal to 2 or minus 2 we get half, a is equal to 3 we get, and a is equal to minus 3 we get 1 by 3. So what we have here basically nothing but we just rewritten this whole picture. How? First k is equal to 0 1 for e to the power j 2 pi by t plus e to the power minus j 2 pi by t. That is for this value a suffix 1 and a suffix minus 1, which is a complex conjugate of a suffix 1. Now how these values are being written here? Now first we put k is equal to 0. So for k is equal to 0, cos theta plus j sin theta became 0, because as we know that e to the power j theta is nothing but is equal to cos theta plus j sin theta. Now as we put theta is equal to 0, so cos 0 is 1 and j sin theta is 0. So we get value of 1, that is a0 is equal to 1. Now you put 1 in that position. What we get? E to the power j 2 pi. E to the power j 2 pi can be rewritten as cos 2 pi plus j sin 2 pi. So what is the value of cos 2 pi? Okay, that will be equal to what? That will be equal to cos 2 pi is nothing but 2 is cos 360 degree. Okay, so that's the point. That's why we will get the values of a suffix 1, a suffix minus 1, and the same way we will get a suffix 2 and a suffix minus 2, and the value of a suffix 3 is equal to a suffix minus 3. One second. Hello. Okay, so as we are discussing here, that we get an example of x of t, and we know the values of constant coefficients a suffix 0 is equal to 1, a suffix 1 is equal to 1 by 4, and so on. So as we put those values as according to it, it will provide us e to the power j theta plus e to the minus j theta. It will provide us 1 plus half by cos 2 pi t plus cos 4 pi by t plus 2 by 3 cos 6 pi t. So what we have here, from using the constant coefficients and the general complex exponential linear combination of general complex exponential form, from that we extract the cosine functions. Those are in a summation form. Okay, so this is the specific example. Now if we take a graphical representation, the value of x0 t is 1, so it has a DC value, and x1 t plus half is the DC value of cos 2 pi by t. X2 t, there is no DC value has appeared, and this is the x3 t 2 by 3 cos 6 by 2. Okay, so as you can get the, now as we added all this form, we get this is the final form of function. So after adding all the cosine sine function, we get the final result. Okay, the same way we can use this format, which is known as x of t, which is minus into plus infinity a suffix k e to the minus jk omega 02, and this, since x of t is nothing but the complex conjugate of the specific function. Now what is this complex conjugate means? We are going to describe it. First we will describe it mathematically, then we will sum it up and get the final result, where we use the all the mathematical postulates to understand why we use the complex conjugate and what is the representation or the significance of a specific complex conjugate. Okay, so let's begin. Now how do we do that? Okay, first first we will go through the mathematical process through which we will extract the synthesis equation and analysis equation. Then we will describe the significance of both of those equations. Okay, so first, now as we know that x star t is equal to xt, so what we do now, we put the value e to the power minus j omega 0 t. It means in place of, instead of using e to the power plus j omega 0 t, we use e to the power minus j omega 0 t, and here we use a suffix star k. In first place we use a suffix k, and in this place we, instead of using a suffix k, we use a suffix star k. Okay, so as it is goes on, we replace the value of k by minus k, and we understand that these value are equal. So as we put all these value in the same form, what we have here, after adding all those value, this is the DC value we already know, so we will just keep it aside, and we get from k is equal to 1 to infinity, we get a suffix k to the power jk omega 0 t plus a suffix minus k to the power minus jk omega 0 t. Okay, so substituting a star k in place of a minus k, we get this, and using that, from this equation we get this final equation, which is a suffix 0, it will be stayed intact, and here we get, because these two equations are equal, okay, so we get 2 into real part a suffix k to the power jk omega 0 t. Okay, now if a k is expressed in polar form, we get this value, and from equation 3.30 we can rewrite this equation as x of t is equal to a0 plus k is equal to 1 to infinity 2 into real a suffix k e to the power jk omega 0 t plus theta k. Okay, and we get x suffix t, which is equal to a suffix 0 plus 2 k is equal to 1 to infinity a suffix k cos k omega 0 t plus theta k. Okay, as we can use the value of k omega 0 t plus this is for the phase transform. From this we get this kind of a specific variables. We can rewrite, basically we can rewrite the a suffix k as a form of b suffix k plus j capital C suffix k is nothing but the real value and imaginary value. Okay, one second, yes, and we can rewrite this specific value in this form. Okay, from that we get into, so we will determination of the Fourier series representation of continuous time periodic signal. Now how do we extract all the values? We just put x of, as we know, x of t is equal to k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity into a to the power k e to the power jk omega 0 2. That is the basic Fourier series representation. Now we multiply d to the power minus j omega 0 t in both sides. Okay, so from that, and we get this value, and after integrating both this value, we get from 0 to t, we integrate both the part. Okay, and from that we get a suffix k, which is equal to integration of 0 to t e to the power minus j k minus n omega 0 t dt. Okay, from this value. Okay, now as we know, this value is nothing but 0, because if we take a integration of a exponential form, okay, so exponential integration of a total integration over a specific time limit, we have to have a closed contour to get a real value. But as it is an exponential function, or it is nothing but a representation of a cosine function or sine function, we will never get a closed contour within that limit or any kind of limit, because a specific sinusoidal signal or cosine function is basically in a waveform, in a waveform format. Okay, so we will get this value will be 0. Okay, we get this value will be 0. Okay, so before that we convert this e to the power j k minus n omega 0 to in cos omega k minus n omega 0 t. To make it very clear, we expand the Euler's, using the Euler's formula, we expand the e to the power j k minus n omega 0 t, we get cos k minus n omega 0 t plus j sin k minus n omega 0 t dt. Okay, so from that we get the value, this both, as we can see that for k is not equal to n, cos k minus n omega 0 t and sin k minus n omega 0 t are periodic sinusoids with fundamental period this. Therefore in equation we are integrating over an interval of length t, there is an integral number of periods of this signal. Since the integral may be viewed as a measuring of the total area under the functions over the interval, we see that for k not equal to n, both of the integrals on the right hand side of equation, this equation, are 0. For k is equal to n, the integrand on the left hand side of equation 3.35 equals 1. Thus the integral equals t. In sum we have then integration of 0 to 2 e to the power minus j k minus n omega 0 t dt is equal to t for k is not equal to n, and for k is not equal to n we get the value 0. As we have already described why this whole value will be 0 for k is not equal to n. For k is equal to n, we get e to the power j0. For e to the power j0 we get a simple value of t. Okay, so as we put this value here, we get the final value that we get here is what we get. We get, one second, yes, we get that integration of 0 to 2 x t to the power minus j n omega 0 t dt is basically is equal to t. Okay, a suffix k into t. So value of k will be nothing but 1 by t integration of x of t to the power minus j n omega 0 t. So this is the formula to get the value of constant coefficient. Okay, so this equation is the equation through which we can extract the value of constant coefficients. It is known as synthesis equation, is known as analysis equation, and this equation through which we can extract the linear combination of exponential function for cosine or sine function is basically known as the synthesis equation, and the equation through which we can extract the constant coefficients is nothing but the analysis equation. Okay, the set of coefficients are often called Fourier series coefficients of the spectral coefficients. These complex coefficients measure the position of the signal x of t, that is at each harmonic of the fundamental component. The coefficient of a0 is the DC or constant component of xt, as I have already described earlier. So the a0 is nothing but the value of 1 by t integration of xt dt. Okay. Okay. So as we are describing here, the analysis equation is nothing but the x of t. Analysis is nothing but the equation through which we can extract the constant coefficients of each harmonics. Okay, and the x of t, which is the synthesis equation, is nothing but the equation which represent the linear combination exponential form of any kind of a sinusoidal or cosine function. Is not, we don't have to get a sinusoidal or cosine function. If we have to extract the nature or the properties of a specific periodic signal, we can use this exponential form or the linear combination of exponential form, which is basically known as the Fourier series representation of a periodic signal. So any kind of a periodic signal can be represented and analyzed using the Fourier series. Okay, and the constant coefficient, the equation through which we can extract the constant coefficient, is known as the analysis equation. Okay, because by analyzing each and every what should I say, the constant coefficient of each and every harmonics, we can realize the basic nature of the specific periodic signal. Using the constant coefficient, we can understand how much DC value a specific harmonic component has acquired, and using that we can do different kind of error minimization can be entertained or can be performed. Okay, so depending upon that, we can basically, using both this equation, we can get a proper true picture of a specific periodic signal, which can be written in the form of a linear combination of complex exponential form. Okay, so now and this equation is nothing but the equation of A0. It's the DC value of the specific signal, and it can be determined as 1 by t root over 1 by t integration of xt dt. Using this formula, we can determine the DC value of this specific signal. Okay, so now we will jump into 2-3 important examples through which we will understand what a basic function of a Fourier series. Okay, so the first example we have a very simple example. Now suppose we get this value xt is equal to sine omega 0 t. It's a simple sine function, periodic signal. Now we know from the Euler formula, we can write sine omega 0 t in the form of 1 by 2j e to the power minus e to the power j omega 0 t minus 1 by 2j e to the power minus j omega 0 t. Now if from this we can what do you understand, that the value of a suffix 0 is 0 for, so there is no DC value in this specific sinusoidal signal, and the constant coefficient value is 1 by 2j, and for a suffix minus 1 we also get minus 1 by 2j. So this could be written if we take a graphical representation of this signal, or it will be in the place of 1 we get the value of 1 by 2. We will get two imaginary values, okay, for this specific signal. Now if we have to extract the magnitude response or the magnitude of this specific signal, what should we do? We know the value of the magnitude of a specific signal will be root over b square plus a square, right? So here we get two imaginary values. So the value b square plus a square will be in the the value of b square will be half, the value of a will be 0, the value of b will be half, so the value will be 1 whole square, so the magnitude will be half. Okay, magnitude response will be half, and the phase response will be tan inverse b by a. As we know, the value of a is 0, so for that we get the phase response of the specific signal will be infinity. Okay, and the constant coefficients of this signal will be 0 for any other value of any other than the value of plus 1 and minus 1. At only plus 1 and minus 1 we will get a specific constant coefficient for this specific signal. So only one specific signal, and using the Fourier series representation we can analyze the whole signal. We can understand there how many real values and imaginary value are there in this specific signal, what is the DC value or DC amount of this specific signal. Okay, so using that we can by using these properties of a specific signal, by extracting all these properties of this specific signal, we can use this specific signal according to the use of any kind of device or design. For any kind of design or device we can use this kind of signal. So Fourier series representation, or as we discuss the Fourier, we will discuss as a Fourier transform, all these things are basically used to understand and analyze a specific periodic signal. Using that we can understand the DC value, we can understand how many harmonics are there for a specific signal. For this signal we have only one constant coefficient. Okay, for other harmonics we will get the constant coefficient as a 0. So this specific signal has only one harmonics, a suffix 1 and a suffix minus 1. Okay, other than that we will not get any kind of value. Okay, we will also extract the magnitude response and phase response of the specific signal. Okay, so next we will go into a much more complex problem. Okay, this complex problem we will now discuss. This specific complex problem where we have 1 plus sine omega 0 t plus 2 cos omega 0 t plus cos 2 omega 0 t plus pi by 4. So this specific function is nothing but the linear combination of a of 3 cosine function, and that DC value already added to this signal. So this specific signal we need to extract all the information from this specific signal. So we should start with the fundamental frequency of this specific signal is omega 0, and we also know that the value of omega 0 is 2 pi by t. From that, what we get, x of t 1 plus 1 by 2j e to the power. Now what we do now, we will convert this sinusoidal or cosine function into exponential form. So using our formula of using Euler's formula, we can do that. So what will happen? One second. Okay. So we will convert the sine omega 0 t into 1 by 2j e to the power j omega 0 t minus e to the power minus j omega 0 t, and also plus 2 cos omega 0 t to half e to the power j omega 0 t plus e to the power minus j omega 0 t, and that half will be cut by these two, so we will get this final value. Okay, the next one, cos 2 omega 0 t plus pi by 4. So by that we will get half e to the power j2 omega 0 t plus pi by 4. Same for this, only minus sign will be put here. So collecting the terms, what we obtain, first, so what we'll do first, we'll get the value of a suffix 1. We already know the value of a0. The a suffix 1 will be e to the power j omega 0 t and e to the power j omega 0 t. So what we get? We get e to the power j omega 0 t into 1 plus 1 by 2j, right? This is nothing but a suffix 1, and this is a suffix 0, right? This is for a suffix minus 1. This is for a suffix 2, and this is for a suffix minus 2, right? So a suffix 0 1, a suffix minus 1 1 plus 1 by 2j, and by that we can get 1 minus 1 half j. Okay, for a suffix minus 1 we also get 1 plus 1 1 second. So yes, for a suffix 1 we get this. Okay, for a suffix minus 1 we get 1 plus half j, right? For a suffix 2 we get root over 2 by 4 into 1 plus j. Why we know e to the power j theta, you just have to put the values Euler's formula. E to the power j theta is nothing but cos theta plus j sin theta. By that what we get, a suffix 2 and a suffix minus 2, root over t, root over 2 by 4 1 minus j, and here root over 2 by 4 into 1 plus j. This is the form. Now we just put the value. So what we get all the values, we get the a, the b, right? So from this constant coefficients values, what we get, we can get the magnitude response, the phase response of this specific signal. So we can analyze the whole signal, right? Using this formula we can analyze the whole signal, because we know what is the amplitude of this specific signal. Minus 1 for this is for 1, this is for 2, this is for 2. So for 0 value we get root over a square b square plus a square, so we will get 1, this is the 1. Okay, for a suffix 1 what we have, a minus jb, right? So root over a square b square, what we will get after root over a square b square, 1 square plus half square, it means 4. We get 5 root over 5 by 2. We put this value root over 5 by 2, and for this we get root over different value. The same way we get the magnitude response, and using the tan inverse b by a we get the phase response. So this is nothing but, so using these Fourier coefficients we can plot out the magnitude and phase of Fourier coefficients of the signal considered. Okay, the same way you can we can take an example of 3.5 here. Using that we can do the same process, rigorous process, but we get all the phases, all the constant coefficients, and we can also get the values of the coefficient regularly spaced samples and envelopes. Okay, so here we will conclude our lecture today, and in the next lecture we will going to discuss the properties of continuous time Fourier series. Okay, thank you.